about Wrath of the Titans. This movie was awesome. It was an amazing film. The makers of this movie, they actually seemed like they listened to everyone that hated the Clash of the Titans remake and made this movie better with elements of the 80s film that they didn't have in the remake. I mean, Sam Worthington has a new haircut to make himself look a little bit like Harry Hamlin did when he was playing Perseus. That's cool. You had a little bit more of Bobo the Owl in this movie. Not as much as he is in the 1980s film, but he's there for a little bit longer. I mean, he doesn't have this big ass role like he did in the 1980s film, but he's there. And now I loved the original Clash of the Titans. I've loved it ever since I was a child. It was one of the first movies I saw when I was a kid. I loved the movie more than the remake of Clash of the Titans, of course. But I like the remake as well. I like it because it's Clash of the Titans from a different perspective. And according to one of my friends, it's actually closer to the real mythology of Perseus versus the Kraken. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the remake was actually closer to the real mythology, according to a friend of mine. And according to another reviewer I saw on the internet, somebody calls himself the Bookman. And I don't think anybody should say anything bad about Harryhausen's special effects. I think the man is an amazing special effects artist. His special effects, which were in the original Clash of Titans, are a foundation for special effects of movies like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. George Lucas, and let's see his dick now, he wouldn't have made such great films if it weren't for Harryhausen, and neither would Peter Jackson or anyone else in that stature. Maybe like Steven Spielberg or Guillermo del Toro, perhaps. Okay, so the plot. The plot, since the Kraken is dead and people are no longer worshiping the gods anymore, the gods are losing their hold on Tartarus. Tartarus is the Greek version of hell. It is this prison where they keep the Titan. Prison is starting to weaken. The Titans are starting to break free. This story reminded me of, when I heard this plot, I thought The Immortals, because this movie looks like they're redoing the story that was in The Immortals. It's almost the exact same story, but instead of a human trying to break the Titans out, instead you have Hades and Ares helping to break the Titans out. And this is a good movie. That's a good plot. This is actually what I felt The Immortals should have been. As I said before in my Immortals review, I was disappointed with how the gods looked in that movie, and I was disappointed with how the Titans looked in this movie. The Titans and the gods looked too realistic, too down to earth, too human. And you had a young guy playing Zeus, and what the hell was with that? Aside from that, the only thing that made that movie look good, the only thing that made the movie good was Luke Evans' acting ability, that was able to portray himself as Zeus, even though he didn't look at all like Zeus, and the new Superman's role as Festus. I forget the name of his character in that movie, but yeah, his character was one of the things that helped propel the movie a lot. Aside from that, and then played the villain, the movie was pretty good. I probably would have given that movie on my new rating system maybe a 7 out of 10, even though every time I watch it I do enjoy it. It is 7.5. This movie, I'll get to my rating on it a little bit later. So the fact that the gods no longer have their power, they are mortal now, this makes sense as to why Gemma Arterton's character Io is not in this film. She's dead. And that kind of makes sense. I was wondering, where is Io? Because I saw in the trailer that Perseus falls in love with this blonde girl, and I find out, according to the movie database, that the blonde girl, Rosamund Pike, is playing Andromeda. I was like, okay, so we're having Perseus fall in love with Andromeda in order to, I guess, to make everybody who hated the remake of Clash of Titans happy? Alright, I guess I can deal with that. Even though I kind of like Io. And they had Rosamund Pike playing Andromeda as a warrior princess kind of deal. And unfortunately, she doesn't do the role very well. Her acting ability is great. Her physical ability in fighting is terrible. I mean, she wasn't very good at holding the sword. She lost her sword a couple times fighting. And I understand that during this time period, the men are being taught to be, the men are seen as better fighters than women. But at the same time, if you're going to give us a warrior princess, try to have her have a little bit of a fighting ability. I'm not expecting Xena, but her to have some fighting ability. I mean, come on here. You have not just one demigod, Perseus, we have two demigods. We have Agranor, son of Poseidon. Oh, and Perseus. Perseus has his own son in this movie. Helios is his name. And the boy is pretty good, does a good job of playing his role. He's not in the movie that much. Once Perseus meets up with Andromeda, the boy's like pushed off to the side because obviously they don't want the boy to get hurt while the adults have to go off and deal with the Titans. And one of the first Titans we see is this two-headed dog, Shamara. Damn, this dog looks awesome. Oh my God, he looks so cool. We also get to see, I mean, of course, Pegasus is in this film, but one of the things that is not in this film from the first movie, we don't have Perseus' shield. Perseus' shield is not in this film, which I didn't understand because that shield wasn't made by the gods in the remake. He peeled it off a piece of the giant scorpions, so I didn't understand that. But also, I didn't understand why, I was trying to figure out why his sword that he gets from Zeus is not in this movie. And then I'm thinking, oh, okay, since Zeus has no power, maybe that means the sword has no power, and the only sword we see Perseus using is his non-magical sword. Which I guess I didn't mind that. I understand, and it's also because Perseus is now using a new weapon. Our three heroes, Perseus, Agranor, and Andromeda, have to claim three weapons: Hades' pitchfork, Poseidon's trident, and Zeus's thunderbolt. Put them together and create this spear. I forget the names, the spear or something. I forget the name of the spear. And use it against Kronos, who is the big titan in this film, kind of like this big rock Godzilla-like character. And he is Zeus's father, Perseus' grandfather. And oh my God, he looks incredible. Oh man, amazing, big ass Titan monster character. Oh damn. What else? Oh, we have Cyclopses in this film. We have not just one Cyclops, which you see in the trailer, 3 Cyclopses. Oh my, I couldn't believe, like 3? Wow, that's cool. Another god, Danny Houston comes back as Poseidon, and we also have Hephaestus, played by Bill Nye, and Ares is played by Edgar Ramirez. And okay, so Zeus has been captured by Hades and Ares. Hades and Ares are draining Zeus of his power in order to help break Kronos out. Our three heroes Perseus, Agranor, and Andromeda have to go into a labyrinth to get to Tartarus to rescue Zeus and recover the 3 weapons to make the spear and kill Kronos. And of course, as we know, labyrinth, that means we have a Minotaur. The Minotaur, oh man, he looks great. Before Kronos breaks out into the surface of the earth, we see these, what are they called? Mekai? It's spelled M-A-K-H-A-I. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they look like conjoined twins. I thought they were going to look like a CGI mess, because they look stupid. And when I actually got into the movie and I saw these characters, they actually looked cool. They looked great. Oh wow, they looked actually pretty good. I didn't think I was going to actually like these conjoined twin titans. They actually looked very good. This movie is great. Yeah, despite Rosamund Pike's very bad fighting ability, I would give this movie, maybe I'll give this movie a 9.5 out of 10 because I should delete a couple points off of it. I was about to give it a 10 out of 10, but I guess if you were to cut a few points off because of her fighting ability, I guess I could give it a 9.5 out of 10. So I don't know. This movie is awesome. I don't know. And this is like the ultimate movie. I don't see how this franchise could go any further. They're coming out with a 3rd movie? What? How can this movie go on any further? Yeah, this movie's gonna make money. Yeah, this movie is great, but I don't know how you can I don't know, what mythological story can you bring to the big screen after this? I don't know, maybe you can like remake Jason and the Argonauts with Perseus in it, or Helios, since it looks like Helios takes over the storyline, perhaps, or maybe the story, maybe have the Hydra come alive in a mythological story. I believe that was one of the mythological creatures. Was a six-headed creature. That might be interesting. But aside from that, I can't think of any other mythological story that they could bring to the big screen. I'm sure they'll think of something. Well, whatever. So 9.5 out of 10. That's my review of Wrath of the Titans.